Hi everyone. So, a quick one. Have you ever forgiven every other person except you? You let go of what this person did to you, even though that was painful, even though it hurt you, right? You forgive this person, but there's just one person you are yet to let out of the hook. You're yet to release from your heart, and that person is you. It happens to every one of us, right? So, today I'll be talking about forgiving yourself. I'll be sharing my story on how I struggled to forgive myself after my rape experience and how I was able to forgive myself later after many years. Yeah. So if you're seeing my face for the very first time, hi, my name is Elizabeth, and you're welcome to Healing Start here. Uh, if you're a returning subscriber, hi, thank you so much for coming back. So on this space, I talk about healing from past hurt and childhood trauma. And having said that, let's get to the story. This fateful day. So what I'll do is that I'm gonna tell you guys a little background story of my rape, right? And then I will tell you why I couldn't forgive myself and how I did it and how God helped me to forgive myself. So this fateful day was 8th of August 2019. I had gotten back from work around that 6 and I was very tired. But something had happened that day, that early that day, that actually took me off balance. So I was down. I was emotionally down. Right. There was something that happened that made me feel or how do I explain it? But I was down that very day. Right. So I got back. My sister wasn't around, so I started reading this book in one of my. I have this um novel app on my phone. So I just downloaded one and I was reading that book when this person came. And this person happens to be a family friend. He wasn't just a family friend, he was like a brother, right? I see him as my big brother because I don't have a big brother. So because of how we relate, because of how we just do, I see him as my big brother. Right. So that very day he came in and then he saw me lying down. He asked how I was doing. I said I am fine. He asked of my sister because he came to see my sister. But my sister wasn't around. I said, oh, she's not around. She stepped out. I haven't seen her and she won't be coming back. Right. So he was like, so what's up? What happened? I said, nothing. I'm fine. I said, no, something is off. This is not unlike you. You don't look like this. I know you're very lively, right? So what is wrong? So I told him what happened that day. He was sorry for me, and then after a while, he was like, Lizzie, get up, let's go to my place. I can't leave you here alone. I said, I'm fine. He said, no, you're not fine. Get up, let's go. And this day was not the first time I was going to his place. Remember, I said he was a family friend, right? At that time, he was a family friend. Yeah, so I said I don't want to go. He insisted. I normally go to his place. I go by myself or go with my sister. Like, it wasn't the first time I was going there, right? But that very day, I felt I was not comfortable. I didn't want to go. I felt something was pulling me back not to go. Now, at that time, I had not known God. Like, I was just a church girl because I was born in a Catholic family. So, I really didn't have a relationship with God. So, I didn't know it was the Holy Spirit trying to stop me from going there. I knew something was pulling me to stay back, but then I was not sensitive, right? So, I remember when I still delayed him after a while before we now left for his place. And while we were going, we had issues. Like, oh, everything was just off, right? From when we got into the car going, not up to 10 minutes, right? Not up to 10 minutes after we left my place. I can't remember what he said, but that got me upset. I said, you know what, just pack this car, let me go back home. Because already my mood was not moving. So I was like, Lizzie, what is it? Calm down, calm down. So when we got to his place, as I said, it was late at night. It was around, came around 8. We left around 9. So I got to his place, and thank God they were watching. It was a time of Big Brother. That August, Big Brother was teaching, so I was watching Big Brother. And after a while, I decided to sleep, and I'd laid down to sleep when I felt somebody was touching my body. I thought I was like, "Are you okay?" Because I thought he was playing. What kind of play are you playing with my body? You of all people know that I don't like people touching my body, so you should know that. So he was like, calm down, it's not like you're a child. So all the drama, we shall fought for a long time. I kept begging him that, oh, see, I've not had this before, and I'm not ready to have this. But his mind was made up, right? So we fought over an hour until when he had his way. And I was really, I felt so bad. At the same time, I was asking myself, did this thing happen? Is it a drama that just played out? So my blood stained everywhere. I couldn't sleep all through that night. Till the next morning, I was just regretting why I even accepted to come to his place in the first place. Because he promised me um rest. Like kind of this person is not okay, and you just want this person to know that somebody really cares. You want this person to leave that place, that mood, and come out of that mood. That was the reason why he brought me out of my house that night. So I was just another things was going through my I like a lot was going through my head that night, that day, because it was already early in the morning, so I couldn't sleep. That happened around 11, 12, right? 11, 12 the next morning. So I couldn't sleep all through the night. I was just awake. I was just using the toilet back to back and everything. So when I got home that morning, I told my sister because she had already gotten because she didn't come back that day. It was around evening that I saw her because I got back, I freshened up, and then I went to work. So when I got back that evening, I met her. I'm like, oh, this is what happened. Normally, I don't tell people about me, like my siblings, because the way I grew up, we didn't have that connection. Maybe one of these days I'll share that part, but we weren't together. So even though I was living with my sister, we are not, I don't open up in some things, right? So that very day, I just felt like, let me just tell her. I told her what happened. She felt bad. She cried and everything. And then she told one of her friends, and that was how the news circulated. Some persons got to know about the rape. And then now, I've shared part of the story, right? Is it part? I've shared the story. So let me tell you why from, I couldn't forgive myself after the rape. So one of the reasons why I couldn't forgive myself after the rape was I felt like I started remembering that I was not feeling comfortable right from the beginning. When he came around and he said, let's go together. Yes, I've been going to his place before that time, but that very day I felt I should stay back, right? So after the whole incident, the thing kept playing in my head. If you had listened to your spirit, that thing that told you to stay back, if you had listened to it, this thing would not have happened because the experience was not funny, right? The experience was not funny. And each time I could not close my eyes because each time I close my eyes, I'll remember the picture, the whole fight, the whole thing. It was messy, right? I just, I was blaming myself that if I had listened to myself, that thing that we say, oh, that one thing was telling me, which is the Holy Spirit. But because I didn't know better, I saw that as a thing, yes, that was telling me, but still I couldn't obey that thing that was telling me. So I felt really bad that I did not obey my spirit. Second reason why I couldn't forgive myself was this thing happened, and the next day I let him out, like I let him go, like I forgave him from my heart. And I was angry with myself. Now, this is how it happened. Now, I had a guy who I was dating at that time who was a naval officer. So somehow, he got to know about it. Like we were talking, he saw how I was sounding, he knew something was off. He asked and asked and asked. And then I told him, okay, this is what happened. He was like, eh? Oh my God. So he said, give me the guy's location. let me see where, tell me where the guy stays. I just want to visit him. And I know what that visitation really means, right? I know what it will result in. I was like, just leave him. I've forgiven him. He was like, no, you can't tell me you've forgiven. I want to pay him a visit. I said, don't worry, I've forgiven him. Now, I lost that relationship because it was more like you went through it, right? You loved it, you enjoyed it, so you don't call it rape. So, number one, I could not forgive myself that I lost my relationship because of that, because of him. And number two, I was angry with myself that I let him go. Like I released him from my heart so early. Something happened today, and a few days later, you've already released him, you've forgiven him. Are you whining me? Like I was angry with myself. I had people reach out to me that was like, give me this guy's location, let's go and arrest him. I said, don't just leave him. Because I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I couldn't allow them do him harm. And the funny thing was, I was still having nightmares. I was still having, like, I was traumatized. So many things was happening to me. I couldn't sleep. Once I sleep, I doze off. I would jump out of sleep, right? I can't be inside the room and leave the door open. If they knock, I am scared. Like, my heart will skip and everything. So I was angry how I released this person after what he did to me because the way he sounded that very nice, he cared, right? But then what he did was not out of care. He he punished me. Not even like punished because I didn't do anything wrong to him. He he did something bad to me, right? So I couldn't forgive myself for releasing the guy. I couldn't forgive myself for breaking my relationship. And I loved the person I was dating at that time. Yeah, that's three. I did two now. So the third one, huh, I was getting blames from people that now you carry yourself go where they rape you. I remember my mom. I remember my elder sister telling me, I don't want to hear about the rape anymore in this house. I don't want to hear it. She didn't care. She didn't show me that love, right? I was traumatized, but it was as though I was in my space all by myself, right? So I, even though I thought I had forgiven her, I didn't know I didn't forgive her fully because I saw her as myself, right? I saw her as part of me. So I was reaching out to my mom. She was like, now you carry yourself, go where they rape you. Oh my God. So I couldn't forgive myself for all those things because what was hitting in my head is if you had not gone there, all this story would not have, we would not have even been sharing this kind of story. So these are the reasons why I couldn't forgive myself. And a few months after it happened, I allowed myself bury it. I made myself forget that that ever happened, right? Because I was tired of the whole blame from my end, like my myself blaming myself. It was already eating me up, so I needed to just push it aside. So I made sure nothing reminds me of that incident. I changed church so that I don't have to see the person. I made sure I don't. I made sure I don't allow that thing, come into my space. So I don't think about it. That's after a few months of that because I went through that trauma for a long time. But after that time, I intentionally buried it. Right? I took it like I just pushed it aside because I wasn't ready to face the whole drama. So now, um, when I was ready to forgive myself, it wasn't like I was ready to forgive myself. I think my journey to healing was when I started my journey with God. It was the Holy Spirit that reminded me of my journey, like reminded me of what happened. Like it was more like I was having a conversation with the Holy Spirit, and then it was just bringing back things that I needed to trash, I needed to do with, something like that. I think it was around me last year. It was just bringing so many things to my heart that I needed to trash. And then that was when I understood that, well, I've actually not healed from this thing. No. I have not forgiving myself from this. Now I'll be sharing how I forgive myself. One step I took was allowing myself go back to that incident, allowing myself remember what happened. That thing I buried, I had to uproot it, I had to unbury it, I had to intentionally allow myself remember it and grieve it. So I allowed myself journey in that part again. I allowed myself journey to remain to actually heal. So it took a while, right? Because healing healing and grieving something is not something that happens in few days. For some things it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, it might take 1 month, it might take 2 months. But I intentionally had to remember and then allow myself grieve it and then tell myself that what happened was not my fault. I was just ignorant. I wasn't foolish, right? I was ignorant because if I knew it was the Holy Spirit telling me, don't go there, I would have stayed back. But I wasn't sensitive. So I have to first understand that I was just ignorant. I was not stupid. So, yeah. And that was when I realized that I actually did not even forgive my people. I didn't forgive my sister. Like I didn't free her, like totally. I don't know. You can forgive someone and not totally forgive the person. I don't know if that English is correct, but that's how I saw it. Right. So I had to release them from my heart. And even when I told myself I forgive myself, I was still feeling how I was feeling, but I had to continuously and intentionally keep saying that to myself. I'm forgiving you about this thing. And then I kept telling the Holy Spirit how I feel about it. And Holy Spirit holding my hands and taking me through that journey. Right. And also I opened up to some persons, some people that are very dear to me that I know that are very intentional about my growth. Right. And sharing that with them also, helped me in that journey. So yours might not be that you were raped. Yours might be that you took a decision that affected you and you felt like it is your fault. So one way to do this is you have punished yourself for a very long time. You've tried. You have tried. So what you need to do is to release yourself. And one step is to remember what happened. Allow yourself feel the pain. Tell yourself how you feel about it. And forgive yourself. You might not feel it. You might not feel like you are forgiving yourself. But keep saying that it might take a while before you start feeling differently the way you felt before, right? But just intentionally keep telling yourself, I've forgiven you, I've forgiven you, right? And I have come to the end of this video. I don't know how long this video is. So do well to subscribe to this channel. Do well to like, turn on your notification button so that whenever I post anything, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you so much and see you on my next video here on Insta here. Bye.